Hi everyone, in this video we are going to talk about ski jumping where Kobayashi wins in Sapporo, Super Bowl winners, Barcelona winning over Sevilla, Antony's on Bayern Munich ice, Real Madrid in Champions League, Premier League surprises and Luka Doncic in Los Angeles Lakers. Ryoyu Kobayashi wins the second World Cup competition in Sapporo. Surprisingly, there were no Austrians on the podium. Stock showed a very good performance, becoming the best Polish skier for the first time this season. Now, the ski jumpers will have nearly 2 weeks off, and after that the fight for World Championship medals will begin in Trondheim. The night jumps in Sapporo started with qualifications which were quite eventful. The judges frequently adjusted the bar, and once again, Domen Prevc emerged as a winner. Ryoyu Kobayashi won for the second time this weekend, jumping an impressive 137 meters and making up the deficit to the leader after the first round, Marius Lindvik, who ultimately finished in second place. Johan Ande Forfang took third place. The Norwegians performed excellently just before the World Championships, which will be held in their country. Surprisingly, there was no Austrian representative on the podium, and a situation that has only occurred twice this season. This was Kobayashi's 34th World Cup victory, which allowed him to surpass the legendary Jens Weisflok in this regard. On 10th of February we had a big surprise. The 59th Super Bowl ended in a shocking result as the Philadelphia Eagles won their second ever NFL championship. They dominated the Kansas City Chiefs, the reigning champions for the past 2 seasons, with decisive 40-22 victory in New Orleans. 2 years ago, the same teams faced off, with the Chiefs winning 38-35. Kansas City then defeated their title and aimed to become the first team in NFL history to win 3 consecutive Super Bowls. However, this time they were completely overwhelmed. Chiefs star quarterback Patrick Mahomes struggled under constant pressure, making 2 costly mistakes in the first half that led to Eagles touchdowns. By halftime, the Eagles led 24-0, one of the largest Super Bowl halftime leads in history. They played outstanding defense, capitalized on Chiefs' errors, and executed a calculated offense strategy. Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts showcased his skill with a stunning long pass for a touchdown in the third quarter, extending the lead to 34-0. The Chiefs only crossed midfield late in the third quarter, and despite scoring a touchdown, they couldn't change the game's outcome. The final quarter was mostly a formality, with Eagles coach Nick Sirianni celebrating early. The Chiefs managed to lay touchdowns, preventing Mahomes from suffering the worst defeat of his career. Jalen Hurts was named the Super Bowl MVP. The 26-year-old, drafted by the Eagles in 2020, became the starting quarterback in his second season. Reflecting on the victory, he emphasized the importance of defense, saying, "We knew defense wins championship, and that's what we stuck to." This was the Eagles' 5th Super Bowl appearance, with their only previous title coming in 2018. As a final score, Philadelphia Eagles had 40 points and Kansas City Chiefs 22. Also, as an interesting fact, during the Super Bowl we had a concert of Kendrick Lamar where a former tennis legend player Serena Williams had her little moment on stage dancing to the music. Another thing is that a couple of stars from football visited the game, who is Inter Miami player, former Barcelona player Lionel Messi himself, who was posted on IG by NFL account and had more likes under the post than Super Bowl winners. It shows how Messi big is in European football. Now let's go on to Barcelona winning 4-1 with Sevilla. Barcelona started the first half impressively with a goal from Lewandowski in the 7th minute, but Sevilla quickly responded, scoring on their first attack after the restart in 9th minute. After that, Barcelona had the advantage with Lamine Yamal being the most active player in the front of the goal, although the Spanish international repeatedly outplayed defenders. All his attempts ended in inaccurate shots. Sevilla, on the other hand, mostly tried to counterattack through the left wing, but without success. The score remained 1-1 at the halftime. Barcelona started the second half even more spectacularly with a goal from Fermin in the 46th minute. Moments later, Vargas found the net, but he was offside. Rafinha then added the second goal, briefly calming the Catalan team. However, from the 62nd minute, Barcelona had to play with 10 men after Fermin was sent off. Despite this, they remained focused and held on to their victory. The match ended 4-1, with Garcia sealing the final score in the closing minutes. With this victory, Barcelona moved closer to the top two spots. The team now has 48 points, just 1 point behind Atletico Madrid and 2 behind Real Madrid. Sevilla remains in 30th place with 28 points. In the next round, Barcelona will host Rayo Vallecano on February 17, while Sevilla will face relegation battling Real Valladolid away on February 16. Robert Lewandowski has strengthened his lead in the Spanish league's top scorer rankings with 19 goals, 3 more than second-placed Kylian Mbappe. Bayern Munich interested in Antony's transfer. This winter, Antony was loaned from Manchester United to Real Betis. The Brazilian has been impressing on the Spanish fields, catching the attention of Bayern Munich, which may make an offer for him in the summer, according to FIJS.net. Bayern Munich is monitoring Antony's situation. The 24-year-old winger has thrived in Spain, scoring twice in 3 matches so far. His strong form has drawn interest from Bayern, who are reportedly willing to pay around 50 million, which would likely convince Manchester United. Although Real Betis hopes to keep him longer, it may be challenging for them to meet United's purchase demands unless another loan deal is arranged. Antony moved to Manchester United in 2022 for €95 million from Ajax, but he struggled there, only finding his form during this time at Real Betis. It's possible he could get another chance at Old Trafford after his loan ends at the conclusion of the season. Now let's talk about Champions League, where Feyenoord Rotterdam surprised again in the Champions League, defeating AC Milan 1-0 at home under new coach Pascal Boskart. Igor Paxayo scored the only goal early in the match after a mistake by Milan's goalkeeper Mike Maignan. The return leg will take place next week in Milan. Feyenoord dominated with high intensity, while Milan struggled to create clear chances. Santiago Gimenez, facing his former club, remained ineffective. Tijani Reinders had an early opportunity but was denied by Feyenoord's keeper. Rafael Leao also came close, but a great defensive effort stopped him. After the halftime, the game slowed down, with Feyenoord maintaining control. Paxayo nearly scored again from long range, and Quinten Timber briefly struggled with an injury. Milan pushed late but failed to threaten, sealing a strong victory for Feyenoord and successful debut for Boschart. Let's jump into literally breathtaking matchup between two giants of football. Champions League king Real Madrid and recently struggling fulfilled with stars team Manchester City. Manchester City started strong with Erling Haaland scoring in the 90th minute after a pass from Josko Guardiola. Real Madrid equalized in the 60th minute through Kylian Mbappe, assisted by Dani Ceballos. Haaland restored City's lead in the 80th minute with a penalty, but Real fought back. Brahim Diaz capitalized on Ederson's mistake in the 85th minute to level the score. In stoppage time, Jude Bellingham secured a dramatic 3-2 victory for Real Madrid. The two teams will meet again on February 19 to determine who advances in the Champions League. Now we are heading towards England and its Premier League, where Chelsea fought great Brighton and Man City coming back at Newcastle. During the first one, Chelsea suffered a painful defeat in the 25th round of the Premier League. This season for Chelsea fans has been a real emotional roller coaster. The Blues sometimes play excellently, securing convincing victories, but at the other times they suffer bitter defeats against lower-ranked opponents. We saw the latter version of Enzo Maresca's team on Friday evening. The Londoners were already trailing 0-2 at the half-time after Japanese winger Kaoru Mitoma scored in the 27th minute and 20-year-old Gambian Yankuba Minteh added another goal just 11 minutes later. After a break, the host struck again with a third blow. In the 63rd minute, Yankuba Minteh scored his second goal, and after the final whistle, Brighton and Hove Albion could celebrate a stunning victory. Chelsea FC has now suffered their sixth defeat in the Premier League season and may lose their fourth place in the table on Saturday. This will happen if the match between Manchester City and Newcastle United doesn't end in a draw. Both teams are 2 points behind the Blues. From the other hand, Manchester City bounced back after a painful defeat to Real Madrid in the Champions League, winning 4-0 against Newcastle United in the Premier League match on Saturday. The hero of the match was their new signing Omar Marmoush, who scored a hat-trick. On Tuesday, Manchester City had everything under control when they led 2-0 against Real Madrid in the 80th minute of the Champions League knockout game at home. However, Pep Guardiola's team lost focus at the end and lost 3-2. This defeat was tough, but they quickly recovered. Ahead of the next game, Guardiola made some changes to the lineup, with players like Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva resting, and the team responded with a solid, convincing victory. The hero of the game was 26-year-old Egyptian striker Omar Marmoush, who joined City from Eintracht Frankfurt for £63 million at the end of January. Despite not scoring in his first 4 matches and playing only 7 minutes against Real Madrid, he showcased his class in this match. Marmoush scored his first goal against Newcastle in the 90th minute after a long clearance from goalkeeper Ederson and a mistake by Kieran Trippier. He easily lobbed Newcastle goalkeeper's Martin Dubravka. He scored 2 more goals in just 13 minutes, with assists from Ilkay Gundogan and the very active Savinho on the wing. In the second half, City slowed the pace, likely keeping in mind their upcoming rematch with Real Madrid in the Champions League on Wednesday at Santiago Bernabeu. Now a little bit from NBA and recent big draft action. Luka Doncic made his official debut for Los Angeles Lakers in a game against the Utah Jazz. After recovering from a calf injury, the Slovenian had a calm performance, scoring 14 points, grabbing 5 rebounds, and recording 4 assists. The Lakers won 132-113. Recently, Doncic made headlines with a major trade that saw him move to the Lakers, while Anthony Davis went to the Dallas Mavericks. In his first game for the Lakers, Doncic played 24 minutes, contributing 14 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. LeBron James led the Lakers with 24 points, 8 assists, and 7 rebounds. For the Jazz, John Collins stood out with 17 points and 11 rebounds. This victory marked the Lakers' 10th win in their last 11 games, helping them climb to 4th place in the Western Conference standings with a 32-19 record. That's all for this video. If you like this video, please subscribe the channel. It's free and you can always change your mind. It will help me create better videos in the future for you guys. So, see you and stay tuned for more.